Huh? Hello everybody, I'm Ricky live from the Rick the Lie channel, and voila, I'm back. I'm not going to pretend that I haven't been gone from YouTube for the past 8 years, or what feels like 8 years. I'd like to blame it on a lot of things, but I think what just happened was I got a bit of writer's block, decided to take a break, and I got a bit carried away, didn't I? It did not mean, however, that I stopped listening to new albums and songs, or lost the passion to really share that music with a large community of people. I would like to keep doing that, and for that reason, I've decided to break the silence, my favorite albums and songs of 2020 so far.
Stop. You think you know what I will do? Listen.
It's no secret that I'm a big fan of black dresses, but I think the solo albums from both members Rook and Devi give such an eye-opening view into what makes both their different artistic views fuse so seamlessly together. In Rook's case, it's the cause for anthemic melodies with the volume cranked up to deafening levels. I don't even imagine it being far-fetched to compare the hooky harshness of it all to the spirit of a genre like nu metal, but sound-wise, texturally, it's even more enticing than that. In the case of her new album, the music is now given the scope of a sci-fi film, perhaps one that at least decides to dance as it tells its stories as well.
I thought I was an island under a spell, lost at sea. I didn't understand.
I found myself gravitating towards artists who made the most of their quarantine period, writing songs in and inspired by their self-isolation. Arel Happening is just a collection of 10 simple acoustic guitar recordings, but that honesty is all it really needed to win my heart.
Russian waters, liquid borders. Meet me at the shore, address me as your lord. I'm with death flipping quarters. Grilling swordfish on the back of a black orca. Opening the records, 180 grand warping.
It's piss easy to claim that anybody is game-changing a genre, but Billy Woods and Elucid are actively rebelling against what not only hip-hop, but even entire aspects of musical character can be, with rhythms never looping where you think they will, a traffic of noise for you to fish the poetry out of. You'd have to call me a shit liar if I said I'd completely wrapped my head around it, but that's what makes it so impressive, that Armand Hammer have created a hip-hop album so dizzying and yet still demanding your fullest attention, that I feel too exhausted to consider deciphering it after track 1. Still, Shrines is exceptional indeed, a testament to what it means for music to truly challenge every expectation. keiyaA is just one out of many existing pillars of futuristic dance music, and this is only the demos and remixes compilation, featuring hardstyle and jungle takes on Oneohtrix Point Never, Amnesia Scanner and Billie Eilish, not even refusing to stop there. Why not take a moment out of your day for 40 minutes of relentless fun? It's not just that Charli is making pop bangers yet again, it's also that this version of it is weirdly touching. Amid the pandemic, she recaptures that anxiety and anticipation of a night out with friends, that social spirit that we all missed during lockdown. Those moments are made out to feel like a mere memory, and so these songs are a way for us to feel this buzz again. It's like hell when it freezes over. Weirdly masochistic me liking this, and weirdly sadistic me recommending it to you. Unlike the rest of Container's minimal techno records, it focuses less on having a coherent rhythm, and more about texture and sounds that will grotesquely disturb. Emo, pop-punk and post-hardcore aren't so in fashion, but that doesn't need to stop me from feeling my emotions on full throttle when bands can get their shit together. What Dogleg is so good at is a melody that feels like it matters, songs that inspire you to build better memories from here on out.
You got me in love again. You got me in love again.
Make no mistake, this is not as authentic a disco revival as, say, the new Jessie Ware album, but what it does have is an unstoppable track list of banger after banger after banger, which I can't fault at all. Tell you the truth, I haven't stopped listening to it. Prune the bullshit and get physical.
My feet to crush the leaves like they had fallen from trees just for me, just to be crash cymbals. In class I pass the time.
It'd be a bit silly to think that Fiona Apple's first album in 8 years and the 5th in a frankly perfect discography might even begin to approach the threshold of being even a crumb of a dud. So here she is making a fool out of anybody that thought she might. I think that what makes Fetch the Bolt Cutters so good is how free it sounds. Her last album, The Idler Wheel, was raw and even a bit violent when it came to lyrics describing a breakup with images of being torn out by a werewolf or using white dove feathers to soak up hot piss. But instrumentally, it felt like a detailed but fragile factory made of wooden machines, where everything needed to have the right ticks in the right places or else it'll fall apart. This new album doesn't even feel the need to commit to a rhythm, it just kinda goes wherever it wants, giving you the impression that she's rattling the cage, ready to explode and fly away. It's an album that everyone's still chatting on about, an album that's probably going to be on everyone's lists, and I'm not going to be the exception. It's Fiona Apple, for God's sake. Hyphyskazerbox makes some of the most emblematic music of this overwhelming, saturated internet age. A swirl of information, sounds, meanings, messages, and layers of irony that make everything difficult to decipher, especially if you lose grasp for even a minute. Skin Addict is by far the most challenging and furious record I've heard from them, feeling grotesque as if it's pushing you down the ugly esophagus of the web today.
Runway talk, look at my wall, look at the problems I brought. Dropping the wheel like I'm Ross, I'm running this shit like a boss. So dealing with loss, whatever the cost, leave niggas to get it. Blew a call when the doors like pigeons, man.
Also emblematic of the internet age, but its far less stressful, fun-seeking side, like comic relief in the face of an impending doom, Dog is a beautifully crafted hip-hop album of short, tie-dyed ideas, each one in and out like different coloured crayons in a fresh packet. What Kate NV manages to do is create impressionist synth pop. It has the best of both worlds when it comes to the textural stimulation of her last album, but also the catchier patterns of Benasu. Also, it's really fucking cute.
My boy, don't cry and sing when those rise on.
The album here whose atmosphere I would most want to soak myself in like a sponge in a woodland rainfall. The atmosphere isn't a result of thick layers of sound, but instead an appreciation for silence and space, which makes the whole ordeal haunting, but not even boo, spook, spook haunting, but more like I'm a ghost trying to reach out to warn you haunting. It's so good, I want to lean my nose in and just breathe it all like ghost nangs.
If it takes money to make money, somebody pray for me. The great comers about for me. If it takes time to make time before we waste time, let's break down this line from
keiya's minimal, hypnagogic R&B works with negative space, so sparse that it begs you to pay attention to what's actually there. And what is there is groovy, it's sleek, it's eerie, but still somehow so powerful and exciting all the same.
Feeling low, 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 low. I can make
Ranaldo's electrifying collab with Raül takes storytelling to the next level, fusing long-form verses of poetry with fluid assortments of fuzzy tape recordings and the sounds of good pots and pans being pinged together in the kitchen.
¿De qué me sirve llorar si cantando llego al cielo?
I have a recorded conversation with Ryan from Not Real Music about this album sitting comfortably on my laptop, soon to be let free into the wide world. But for now, at least you know that this, for a while, was my favourite thing that I'd heard in 2020. It's a wildly inspired short piece of new wave flamenco that ends after 7 short movements, each one based on the different chakra points. It toes the line of traditional Spanish folk, but then also breathes this sleek, modern magic into it, allowing a beautiful overlap between history and future.
Porque todo en ese universo cobró razón. En mi existir eres tú, mi religión.
Natalia Lafourcade gives us yet another chance to celebrate traditional Mexican folk music. Certainly for those with the dream of having a real-life mariachi band follow you around.
Can I be outside there? But so much different than the rest.
Quelle LA Chris plays yet another deck of cards branded with absurdist black humour. So jovial because we have to laugh to get by, don't we? For all its satirical sock puppet impressions of everybody and everything, it seems well aware of the struggle that weighs on us all, and that all becomes crystal clear on the song Sudden Death, a song so wide-eyed aware of our unpredictable mortalities that it weaves a little playground-type tune out of it, not for something to mock death, but to give us something reassuring to sing to ourselves when we feel a little too close to the end.
With a thug, let me show you little love. Popping tags, taking fights, never fucking with a scrub. Toe tagging on the floor, whipping vogue, slow blow, turn the window up and so you can see me when I stroke.
In many ways, a summer album of hip-hop homages that might have the lasting power that Zoo by Denzel Curry last year would have been better off having. The player's manual is so fun, and the one thing that could be providing you the feeling of summer that you might not be experiencing right now. And now that I have all those albums out of the way, I'm going to play just 25 of my favourite songs this year. Yes, a quick, brief, snappy list of 25 songs. Haha.
A sign to pick up your Rambo. The damn fuck too hot to handle. The heart throb, the heart stop.
Now the night's falling on, the lights stay on, all the nights go on. I know in the future we won't see each other. Cold just like December, but I will always love you. I love you forever, yeah, I love you forever.
Oh God, what a neat trick to play. You see the tears roll down my face and I get off. Bye, bitch, don't fuck up my high, please don't fuck up my high, please.
I've waited many years. Every print I left upon the track has led me here. If only I could let you go. If only I could be alone. I just wanna stay in the moonlight. But what have I to give you? What am I to you? Gas and blood. Dancing by myself at night. I will learn how to take flight. You could come with me.
If it takes love to make love, then baby shape up and take some of what I got for you. If it takes money to make money, somebody pray for me. The great comers abound for me. If it takes
Diamond in the rough, you look as good as Oprah's bank account. I just wanna take you look as good as Oprah's bank account. I just wanna take you look as good as Oprah's bank account.
But I might just miss the flight. I can't stay forever. Let's play pretend and treat this night like it'll happen again. You'll be my bloody Valentine.
Man, I'm banging up. Either break down or make it up. Mostly real, they're selling up. For the money, my brother, man, I'm banging up. Man, I'm banging up. Either break down or make it up. Mostly real, they're selling up.
This washes away. My body is safe. I walk in the light.
$1,000 from the duffel bag. I never use a sign when I'm out to ride. I'm gripping on my 45, keep it by my side. You know I'm always down to slide. When it's do or die, I'm just a hustler in the player with the deadly vice.
Give me just a little bit, on me, on mine. I don't wanna hear only one, on me, on mine. Give me just a little bit.
Blood on the savage, all moody, we rock cocaine. Tie-dye Dior floors, stinking niggas up at Christie's. Eugene Delacroix for half price, leather strings and Rickies. Ain't
And that's it. What I hope to do with this list is hopefully introduce you to some new favorites, some stuff that you might have not heard this year, or maybe even just validate your favorites for this year, just so you know that someone out there in the world does in fact cheer on Machine Gun Kelly for pursuing a career in pop punk instead of hip hop.
We're like a virus the way we on the down low. We spit so sick they might quarantine our sound, bro. Lift your head, king, you don't wanna drop your crown low. So hold your mask on and get amongst the townsfolk.
We run the town so smooth they call me Java. I ain't spitting heat no more, I'm spitting lava.